We're going to take another look at transformations of functions, this time without an equation. Say this function f of x is defined as this shape. So I'm going to look at some transformations, and we can think of some simple transformations like, say, f of x minus 2, which would be exactly the same shape, but just moved 2 units to the right. Or if I say do 3 times f of x, then it's stretched vertically by a factor of 3. These are all simple to deal with, but if we do a combination of transformations, say, let's try negative 2f of x plus 1 minus 3, that's a little bit more difficult to figure out exactly where my points would go. So a nice way to do this is to do it with the key points again. So I think about what my key points were originally. I'm going to make them big round circles here. So my function starts at negative 6, negative 2. It increases to negative 4, positive 4. It stays constant until 0, positive 4. And then it decreases from 0 to positive 4, positive 1. And now I'm going to look at these transformations. And I'm going to identify A as negative 2, B is positive 1, and C is negative 3. Now I'm going to figure out what my new points will be. And I'll follow the rules. So this, whatever is added to x, the b, causes my graph to move left b units. So what I do is I subtract b from all of my x coordinates. So that negative 6 becomes a negative 7, negative 4 becomes negative 5, 0 is negative 1, and 4 becomes 3. This negative 2 stretches it vertically and reflects it in the x-axis, and the minus 3 also changes the y's by dropping them down 3 units. So I multiply all the y coordinates by negative 2, and then I subtract 3. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus 3 is 1. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, minus 3 is negative 11. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, minus 3 is negative 11. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, minus 3 is negative 5. Now I'm going to plot these points. Let me do it in purple. So we'll have negative 7, 1. Negative 5, negative 11, just about here, negative 1, negative 11, which is here, and 3, negative 5. So my graph now goes like this. I have a long, a flat, and a shorter up piece. So this long upward piece has now become a long downward piece, and it's twice as it's dropped twice as much as it used to. It used to go from negative 2 to positive 4, which is 6 units. It now goes from 1 down to negative 11, which is 12 units. So twice as many. That's because of the 2. It's decreasing now instead of increasing, and that's because of the negative. All right, we can see the end point is 1 unit to the left of where it was, and this end point is also 1 unit to the right of where it is now. That's because of the plus 1. And the minus 3, well, let's see. this low point used to be -2. I've now got a high point of +1. This -2 became it became +4 when it was multiplied by -2, but then it was dropped down 3 and it turned into a -1. So I can do my new domain and range, and I can answer any other questions. My domain is from -7 to +3. That's from beginning to end of the x-coordinates. Oops, this 3 should be a square bracket. And my range, the highest y I have is 1, and the smallest I have is -11. So from -11 to +1. And that's a transformation with a reflection in the x-axis.